I'm Commissioner Melanie Marano, and I am the liaison to Public Works. And I'm here today with the department head, Paul McCall.
Good morning. My name is Paul McCall, Director of Public Works for Somerset County.
Thanks for being with us here today, Paul, and thanks for everything you do at the recycling division here. We wanted to talk about recycling today, and that's why we're here at the recycling headquarters, just to learn more about the recycling process in Somerset County. How many people work for the recycling?
So we have 59 people that work for recycling, some in the facility in our processing plant and others on the road actually picking up the recycling.
Nice. So why is Somerset's program different than other programs in New Jersey?
So Somerset County, we're the only recycling program in the state of New Jersey that picks up the recycling and processes it with our own employees. So we process our own paper and cardboard. Commingle we do ship out, but we do have a processing facility of our own that the county owns and operates.
So when you say you process it, that means when the bucket for the paper products come in and the buckets for the bottles come in and the cans, people here at the recycling center are sorting those out and getting them prepped to go out to be recycled?
Yes, so the paper and the cardboard, we put them on the line, they get separated, and then we bale our paper, and then we bale our cardboard separate, and then we sell that as a commodity. Now for our cans and aluminum and plastic, that's basically dumped on our tipping floor, and we have a contractor that comes in, we load their trucks, and they take it to their facility where they end up sorting it and baling it.
Excellent. And has anything changed here because of COVID? Has anything been different due to COVID this year?
Yeah, so COVID did play a role in some changes in recycling, and some of those basically, or most of those basically, were with PPE. So we had to protect the employees, we had to protect the workforce, and as you know, for our old recycling vehicles, you have two people in a vehicle, and they are within 6 feet of each other. So we had to make sure that they're properly protected with filtering face pieces, shields if they want them, gloves. All the vehicles are equipped with hand sanitizers so people can continue to clean their hands during the day. And then in the plant, we also had to separate people because as the people are working next to each other, we had to separate the stations out far enough from each other. Again, still wearing the filtering face piece, shields if they choose to wear them, to make sure that everybody's protected and we can still perform the same essential functions that we performed before COVID.
So we safety first at Somerset County.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. So today is the first Saturday of the month, and that means that the public, Somerset County residents, can come down to the Bridgewater site and drop off their materials that they have. Can you give the public a little bit more information about First Saturdays?
Sure. First Saturday drop-off is meant for either people who lost or missed out on the recycling day, or they just have such a stockpile of recycling that they want to come down and get rid of it somewhere. They don't want to keep it till their next recycling date. And also we accept some other materials that we don't accept at the curb. So as the residents come down, we can put their commingle in the garbage truck or the recycling truck, cardboard, paper, but we also take tires, we take oil. So we have a facility in the back where we can dump waste oil. So they can come in here and take care of those things, and then we will recycle that on our own.
What about electronic waste?
So we do have also a First Saturday electronic e-waste event that is held at our Hillsborough facility. And obviously they can bring any electronics that they can fit in their car to that facility. And again, this is for residents only, not businesses, but they can bring, we had someone bring a treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
TVs are basically the hot item that people bring down. We can't believe how many TVs we get, but we don't want that to end up in a landfill and any of those materials that are in there to do any type of contamination to the landfill itself.
And we appreciate that for the environment. So how many tons of recyclables go through this facility in a year on average?
We're about 35 to 40,000 tons a year that's of our recycling that we pick up at the curb.
Okay, and through the first Saturday and through e-waste, any statistics on that you can
Well,
share?
we get about 6,000 cars a year to First Saturday, and it's about the same to e-waste. A lot of times the people will come to First Saturday at the recycling center in Bridgewater, and then they'll go to e-waste, or they'll go to e-waste and then come here to drop off their recyclables. So they're kind of doing two things at once.
Tell us any future plans for recycling that we should know of, anything on the horizon special?
Yeah, so the main thing is our new dual stream tote system. It has already started in Somerset County. We're only about 40% complete. There are some small municipalities that we've completely switched over, but we want to move everybody to a dual stream tote system. So what that'll be is everybody will get a 65-gallon tote. One will be for cardboard and paper, and one will be for plastic, glass, aluminum, and tin. We will come by with an automated side loader, and the automated side loader basically has an arm that grabs the tote, dumps it in the truck. It has a split body. So once it's, say, the paper and cardboard is dumped, a flap flips to the other side. It picks up the other can that has the glass, plastic, and tin in it, and both puts it in the same truck. So we're more efficient at collecting. We're not using two trucks. So we want to get that throughout the county wherever it's possible. There are going to be some places that cannot accept the robo-cans, if you will. But every place we can, we want to get that put in place. Now, there are places with dumpsters too. And what we did is we had the old dumpsters that used to back a garbage truck up to and dump them. Now we want to move to all 8-yard front load dumpsters. So anywhere we can, so it's one person to operate the vehicle. They drive up, put the forks into the dumpster, lift it and dump it. And it makes it a much more efficient operation, a much more safe operation also.
And that's great because we want to protect our employees too, because they're working hard out there. So why would you want to have two different buckets?
So the reason for two buckets, now everybody's heard, I'm sure, of single stream recycling. There are some issues with single stream. One of them is that a lot of times, and there are new facilities now that are much better, but you can't get the glass out of the paper and you can't get the paper out of the glass and plastic. So we want to keep it separate and cleaner. In our personal opinion, that's more of a contaminated mix with single stream. And if you read in the paper or online, you see that some places are getting away from single stream. We want to stick with dual stream so our material is clean, because remember, we process it and we sell it. So if the material is clean, it's more valuable. And right now, paper and cardboard, the value continues to go up. And we believe that the main reason for that is we not only process it very well, we also have a very clean material because it's never mixed with anything else.
So it's saving the taxpayer money when they take that extra step to get that extra bucket and keep it clean. Because the cleaner the recycling, the better that we can sell it. So if you want to save money on your taxes, be attentive to your recycling, keep it clean, put your papers in the one bucket, put your bottles and cans in the second bucket. It's also better for the environment because it's better resource that we can utilize in the future for reusing that product.
And we've been told in the past that our commingle is some of the cleanest that they found in the state because our residents are very prudent at rinsing out the containers.
Nice. That's very, very important. So I know I get that question a lot as a county commissioner. Why does some town have a one bucket? Why do some towns have two? Why does, and it gets confusing. But I think what you're saying is that not all vehicles that we have can accommodate the two bucket systems, and not all municipalities are able to go through with the side loader truck to get the two buckets. Am I like in a
Correct.
more densely populated area?
Yes, possibly there, and also in apartments. So we have some apartment complexes that still, they have blue buckets. There's no place on the property to put dumpsters. So normally in an apartment complex, we'd have a dumpster. So they have blue buckets and they have to take those blue buckets into their homes. So you're not going to drag two 65-gallon totes up steps and then put them in your home in order to store your recycling. So in those areas, we are going to stay with the blue buckets. They won't get the totes, but that's more for the people utilizing them.
So tell me, where can people go to find out more information about recycling and about our recycling program?
So besides the county website, we do have the Recycling Coach app, and they can go right online, download the Recycling Coach app for free, and you can type your information, set up a username and password, and put in your address. And then there's information that will be sent to you about recycling. So for instance, I have Somerville on this phone, and today we have electronic waste, and we have our recycling center drop-off events. We're going to update this and make this better for the residents so they can determine all of the things that we offer through the recycling program.
Will that recycling app notify the residents that there's a delay or potentially when their recycling will be picked up?
Yes, if they're signed up for that portion and they want to push notifications to themselves, then yes, it will. Like I said, we're going to utilize that more a little in the future, but it will tell you that your recycling is going to be delayed, or maybe it's not going to be picked up till the next day. We're going to try and communicate with the residents through the Recycling Coach app as much as possible. People nowadays, they like to use the app. So that seems to be the way to get the word out so people know, what's happening and what's going on.
Awesome. Anything else you want to let us know in Somerset County?
Sure. The other thing that recycling and a few of the other divisions in the county do is our food drive. So we do our food drive in June, and we also, so everyone knows, you can drop off your food donations all year long at any of our first Saturday drop-offs. So it can be in Hillsborough. It can be at any of our shredding events, because we also hold shredding events 8 to 10 times a year, or at our first Saturday at the recycling facility. There are people in need, and they need food at this time, and anytime they can bring it in, we like to bring it over to the food bank to help other people out.
That's really great. I really appreciate all that the recycling employees do to do that, because it does take that extra step. And our recycling employees really do take that extra step. When they see that orange bag on top of the totes, they have to get out of the truck, get it into the truck, and take care of it. But it's so necessary in curbing this hunger. And in fact, great name for it, Curbing Hunger, because that really applies. And hunger is available all year long, not just around the holidays. So we do hope people are generous and support this program, bring their food to the county recycling on first Saturday, or put it on top of their recycling buckets when their collections are coming. That's really great. Well, we really appreciate all that the recycling employees do for Somerset County. They are a vital public service for us, and they just manage to always come through for us. They do a great job.
Thanks.
So thank you. Thanks for your leadership there, Paul.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.